Hi everyone, my name is Josh, and in this video I'm going to discuss my expense tracking dashboard for the SEO business JC Surge that I currently run, and give you a couple of updates as to what's going on partially with the channel as well as what I plan to do long term now that I have some new pieces of information, new ambitions and stuff like that. Uh, Before we get started, this is going to be available in the SEO course, and I'm going to go into more in depth when I build that course, which I'm currently working on. And I'll have a lot more information about that course as the videos progress, but obviously, I want to be able to give as much knowledge out as I can. So, while I'm not going to really go super in depth, I'm going to give kind of an overview as to like how I track my expenses or how now I plan to track my expenses going forward. So that's that. And then what I want to briefly talk about is some updates. So I plan on actually redoing SEO. I know I said I'm leaving it because I was sick of the industry. I was sick of the nonsense that was just being spewed into Google search. Um, and so I went into construction. I went in briefly for the last a little bit under a year into general contracting, particularly in painting, um, and it just didn't work out the way that I planned on it. So things happen. My girlfriend and I, we moved in together, and we plan on hiking the Appalachian Trail next year. So in order to do that, we need to save up a few $1,000s. In addition, we also want to do some traveling, going out to Montana and doing a couple of other travels around the country. So in order to do that, we need money, and we need to be able to work on something that will generate profit while we're away. Now, construction is a profitable business. While the profit margins are a little bit less, they are there is a lot of money to be made in construction and contracting, but that takes a long time. I wasn't planning really on doing the Appalachian Trail or moving in with a girlfriend or having two pets to take care of and stuff like that for the foreseeable future when I started Altos LLC. So things changed. I am now going to dedicate a lot of my time back into JC Surge so I can get some of that income that I was earning back and earn it while I'm away. So Altos has been put on hold, and I have actually different visions for it to do things with robotics and engineering, but that's going to be long term. I want to first finish up my degree in business administration, and I want to build this business back to where it was and build it back better. I want to build it up to 6 figures so I can then share with you guys my methods of what I've done to build a 6 figure business. Now, I haven't really gotten there yet, quote unquote. I mean, I've built over $150,000 in sales, but that's over the course of a couple of years. You know what I mean? I want to build a much better, stronger business. So this is going to be just a little overview of how I plan on doing that. So I got my Irish breakfast here, and we're gonna go through just a couple of features of this dashboard. So I've put together a couple of categories. So we've got labor and subcontractors, travel, vehicle, marketing and advertising, client marketing and advertising, professional services, continuing education, office, software, client content and website, JC Surge content and website, dining and quote unquote entertainment, and other. So what are these exact categories and why did I choose these? So labor and subcontractors includes if you have VAs, if you've got office staff, if you've got a contractor that you work with regularly, maybe you have them on a retainer, and so that's a little bit different than for instance, if you buy a backlink, they're not really your contractor. That's more of a service. You know what I mean? So labor and subcontractors. So in January I spent $188. In February I spent $548, $379 in March, and I'm going through the remainder of this year. And travel. So let's say you got to go meet a client at Dunkin' Donuts. Let's say for me in my case, my LLC is based in New York. I currently live in New Hampshire, but anytime that me and my girlfriend want to go to New York, I'm going to be able to deduct that. I can just say, hey, I'm going actually to see my my basically back to my base. This is where my LLC is in the IRS. I mean, if I can journal a little bit, kind of prove that hey, I've done business in the past. I'm even talking to some prospects. You can build an argument that it's a business deduction for your gas, maybe even something like a car repair. That's why I have vehicle in here. So maybe 30% of my Civic's use is going to New York and back, which it is. I go to New York frequently because I got family there. I even do have some old business connections who once in a while I'll reach out to back in New York. So a little bit of my vehicle, maybe my oil change, new tires, a couple of dollars comes off my tax, and then it all adds up when you do your taxes. Just letting you know that letting you know about that. I'm sure most, if you guys are running a business, you probably already know about that, but just kind of giving you some more to play with. Marketing and advertising. So let's say I need to buy some Facebook ads. Let's say I need to go on Craigslist. Let's say I need to go on onlinejobs.ph. Anything to do with like marketing and advertising. And this can even include something like HR advertisement. It should put that more clearly. And now I have some comments here because I was watching a video from Alex Becker, I think, who's this entrepreneur guy. He's very comedic in his presentation, but he's also, I think, a very smart entrepreneur. And one of the things that I really grasped the other day from him was your only role in business really should be to build processes that other people can follow, and then have the capital to be able to pay those people to follow them. So all day, every day, I should be working on processes. So that's why I have little notes here. So when my guys, my bookkeepers or my staff or anyone else comes here, they know, okay, marketing and advertising doesn't really include client advertising, only JC Surge related marketing. So Google AdWords for a customer is not marketing and advertising. That's under client marketing and advertising. And it even includes backlinks because that's part of their marketing. Professional services. So let's say we're hiring lawyers or an accountant to review our books, to give us some advice, etc. Continue education. Let's say there's one by Moz, like the Moz SEO certification. Office, internet, notebooks. I honestly think I should have done utilities, but because I don't no longer pay electricity, I only pay like my internet. I'm only gonna put down. I'm gonna put it under office, just because utilities would only be like one or two expenses, and I can just put it under the general office category. But if you tell it to an accountant or someone who sets up, chart of accounts and stuff, they might get a little bit upset at you. But this is one step below, I think, what you could do with QuickBooks. But for me, it's just like I can grasp this much easier than I can QuickBooks. You know what I mean? So software, Ahrefs, Local Falcon, etc. Local Falcon is a great tool to see how you rank on the Google Maps. Client content and website. So let's say we need to purchase new plugins. Let's say we need to purchase an SSL certificate for our customers. That would go into here. Same thing here, but this would include our property, jcsearch.com, as well as let's say we've got a website called New Hampshire Web Designers or something, and that's our property that we use for lead generation. Then that would go under here. Dining and entertainment, taking a client out to dinner, going to like a football game. I mean, I'm not really into football, but if that's what you're doing, you can put that under that category. And then other can be something like taxes or I don't know. It's just a miscellaneous category. You don't know why what you categorize it as. That's why you put it under other. You know what I mean? Then I've got like a little bit of a pie chart breakdown that shows January. So in January, about 17%, almost 18% was spent in our content and website. Almost 30% was spent in subcontractor work. Whew, tired. So keep that in mind. We're gonna do the same thing right now, actually, for February. So we're gonna insert a chart, and we're gonna make this a pie chart, of course. It doesn't really matter if we aggregate it. I'm gonna make this just a little bit wider. Something like that. Okay. So you can see labor went, a lot of our money went to labor this month. Some of our money went towards, you know, client content and website. So this will just give you an idea. Okay, labor costs a lot of money. Not just in Alta, or not just in JC Search, but also in Altos when I was doing construction, and currently as I'm wrapping things up. It costs a lot of money to hire people. So keep that in mind if you're looking to hire other people and you're growing your business and whatnot. So we're going to insert another chart. And we're going to say that this is for March. These are kind of small charts, but you get what I mean. Labor and software costs a lot this month. So that's just kind of to help you out with this. Now let's actually take a look at the details of things. So January, these are the expenses that I had. So I had an eVoice subscription. I paid for some backlinks. I paid for one of my staff members. I had a renewal for a software, and I have all these receipts are missing for me. I mean, I have some of them, but I need to go through them, and that's going to take a while. So for now, I'm just going to say that they're all missing, and I got to get them all to be, stored. If I get them to be stored, chill. It's green. You know what I mean? So this is how I'm going to start tracking my expenses and how I'm going to start tracking my receipts, making sure that I've got all of, everything that I need in order to run a business successfully. This may not be the best way to present your finances and your expenses to a bookkeeper or to an accountant, but you know what? It's a good start. I think it's a great start. It's going to help you a lot when you talk to an accountant if you just didn't do anything, or I think. So I'm going to share my 2021 finances and just kind of show you what I was doing. So let's say in May of 2021, I was doing just kind of tracking everything all at once. So in May of 2021, I spent about $4,500, but apparently these two don't line up, which is kind of concerning. And I received $5,300. So this was slowly as JC Search was declining. But let's go back a little bit to my proudest month, which was March, when we made about $14,000 or $12,000. It was one of those. It's just a good amount of money. You know what I mean? I was doing well this month. But let's just say this is what I was doing, is having it under business. Everything was just business, and I had to add them up individually, and it was just taking a headache. It cost me a lot in time. So what I'm going to start to do now is, when I'm doing my personal, I'm going to have my personal and my business expenses, and I'm going to make sure that my business side of things will line up with what I've got going on here. Now this is my real dashboard. You know what I mean? This is going to be what me, my staff, my partners, anyone who I'm going to start working with, will all look at this and say, okay, this month we spent in March we spent 33% of our budget in labor. We spent $379 in labor. We're spending consistently let's just say average labor expense. We want to have some sort of an average for this. Comes out to $371. So it's pretty chill. If we're making about $1,000 or $2,000 a month, we're only spending $300, and this is stagnant. This is the same. This is steady pay. So if we get, let's say, and I can tell you this from my experience running a business, if you have 5 clients and they're paying you let's say $5,000 total, your labor won't really change. Two VAs that are skilled about full time, you hire them overseas, will get you about 5 clients worth of management. They can handle about 5 clients. Anything more, I found you should hire excess help. So yeah, $300. We'll do some math. Let's just say it's $500 because you give them a tip, or they start working a couple more hours. You know what I mean? Or divided by $5,000 is only 1%. Labor is 1%. I feel like that's not right. No. 10%. Sorry, it's 0.1. Yeah, okay. It's 10%. I was about to say 1% sounds like that's like utopia standards. 10% of your company's revenue will go to labor, which is not bad. In construction, it's higher than 10%. So this is going to help you and your partners understand what's going on. So let's just say again, average software. Where is it? Over here. $232. You know, this is going to help you a lot when it comes to decision making. And what I will end up doing is for January, February, and March, we're going to have a closing report. So let's say we're going to do something like Q1 total. So in the first quarter of the year, we spent $2,500. How much did we receive? We received, let's say, $5,000. Okay, cool. We've got about a $2,500 profit or earnings. That's the company's profit before distribution. You know, this is going to help you a lot. And in my course, I'm going to go over actually building this. I'm going to go over, once this is really all set and done, I'm going to include an income tracker. I'm going to kind of actually walk you through what it's going to look like to build systems for your own agency. So stay tuned for all of that. I wanted to share this with you guys because I want to kind of, again, provide you with as much education and knowledge, not just in SEO, but in the business of SEO as possible. And that leaves me with my last point, which is I'm not here just to make a few bucks anymore. I want to come back to the SEO industry because one thing that was bugging me so much was how much nonsense, how much BS was being spewed. I have a new mission and a new vision to do away with a lot of that. I want to build this company and I want to provide our customers and the general public with well-informed, researched, and relevant information that stands out against other generic brands. That's what I'm going to do. It's a little bit of branding, you know, little branding seasoning mixed with a lot of ambition to find more well-researched content and make that available to everybody else. It's what I've been doing with my other channel, Koji Languages, and it's what I'm now going to do with JC Surge because, again, I want to kind of fight this, just how much nonsense is going on out in the SEO and the Google fields and whatnot. And I might make a video on that as well to express my mission a little bit more. So with all that being said, I wish you guys a great rest of the day. I wish you guys always good luck with your business ventures. If you have any questions, I know some of you guys have reached out to me. Please, please, please feel more than free to DM me on Instagram, email me, whatever it is. And if you guys got any questions, I really, really want to, especially before this course is put out, because once the course is out, I'd encourage most of you guys to go there because a lot of the questions that have been asked will be answered there. But for now, even afterwards, if you have like a question and you want to talk for a few minutes, reach out to me and I'm more than happy to speak with you guys. And with all that being said, take care.